Hey everyone, welcome back to Easy Money. I'm Andrew. Now I'm not the typical type of person to gloat, but I've done something over the last decade that I'm extremely proud of. And that's been bringing my credit score up over 800. I'll log into Credit Karma now and show you guys. You can see it's currently 826. I've been able to do this because I have taken the time to understand what a credit score is and what it consists of. So let's teach you on this edition of Easy Money. So what is a credit score? A credit score is a number between 300 and 850 that depicts your credit worthiness or your ability to pay back the money you borrow. The higher the score, the better you look to potential lenders because they use your credit score to evaluate what the probability is that you'll repay your loan in a timely manner. It all boils down to this. Your credit score determines 1, if you can get a loan, and 2, what the interest rate on that loan will be. The higher your score, the more likely you'll be to get a loan and the lower the interest you'll pay on that loan. The lower the interest rate, the less you pay for those items. So let me show you some easy money. Let's look at purchasing a brand new 2021 Honda Civic. We have two people, one with an excellent credit score of 800 and another with a fair credit score of 600. Both are purchasing the same vehicle at $21,250. Both live in the same town and are subject to the same tax, title, and fees of $2,250. Here's where the difference begins. Because Mr. 800 has a great history of paying back his credit, he gets to partake in a deal of 0 down payment. Mr. 600 hasn't done so well, so the dealership requires him to pay 10% down. Now this is going to fluctuate depending on what you're purchasing, whether it's a house, a car, and what your credit score is. But typically, the higher the credit score, the lower the down payment can be. So now we have the total loan amount, and because Mr. 600 brought some cash to the deal, his loan amount is more than $2,000 less than that of Mr. 800. But Mr. 800 will have a considerably lower interest rate at 2.8% versus Mr. 600's 9% interest. Depending on how bad your credit is, interest can skyrocket as much as 20 to 30% on a car loan. Because of the interest rate, Mr. 600 will have a monthly payment of $444 on a 60-month car note, where Mr. 800 will only be paying $420, leaving him with $60 extra to invest each month. On top of that, Mr. 800's total cost savings will be $3,537 over 5 years, all because of some credit score. See, right here is a perfect example of why credit matters. The best part is that building and increasing your score is free. I think it's important to keep in mind that many lenders won't even lend you money if your credit score is below 620. So it's important to maintain a high credit score. Think of this as a ranking system like in a video game. The better you do in 5 categories, the better score you get. Your score is comprised of 5 things. Payment history, which is 35%. Amounts owed, making up 30%. Length of credit history, 15%, types of credit used, which makes up 10%, and the final 10% is rounded out by new credit. Keep in mind, you don't have to pay anything to build or fix these areas. Let's take a deeper dive. 35% of your score is comprised of your payment history, how well you repay your debts. Do you pay on time? Do you have any delinquent payments? The key here is to pay on time, every time. With just over 1/3 of the entire score, this is a category that cannot be overlooked. A missed payment will stay on your report for 7 years. So when you're debating whether to buy something versus paying your credit card, pay the bill. The second largest section of your score is made up of the amounts owed on your debts, how much debt you have versus how much credit you have available. If you have $15,000 of available credit, but have utilized $12,000 of it, that reflects as poor credit. But if you have $15,000 available and only have utilized $2,000 of it, your score will reflect that with a higher number. This is the hardest to get going, but it's the easiest to maintain. Essentially, they take the length of time overall on all of your open accounts. This is why you should never close a credit card account. Say you get your first card at 18 and now you're 25, you have 7 years of credit history. The longer history you have, the higher score you get. Just like most things in finance, time is your biggest asset if utilized correctly. There are many types of credit. Credit, as you know, is just the ability to obtain goods and services before you pay for it. Your credit score takes two types of credit into account. The first is revolving credit, which include things like credit cards, retail store cards, gas station cards, home equity lines of credit, and two, installment accounts. This includes your mortgages, auto loans, student loans. Credit cards are the best way to start building credit, while mortgages and auto loans, the bigger ticket items, are good ways to increase your credit score and round it out. This would include any new pursuits of credit inquiries, or newly opened accounts. There is a myth here that having your credit run will really hurt your score. Well, this isn't the case, for two reasons. First, let's say you're shopping for a car and you go to 6 different dealerships and have your credit run. This is all seen as one event, and it will be tracked as one new potential account. They know that you want to shop around, and you're not going to be dinged for that. And two, this only comprises 10% of your overall score. So let's say you had a perfect credit score of 850, you went crazy, had your credit card run on houses, cars, personal lines of credits, credit cards, student loans, and you earned a whopping 0 for your new credit portion of your score. Well, you'd still have a score of 765, meaning you still got great credit. No one should do that. Spread your big purchases out over time and feel comfortable shopping around for the best deals on rates. This will only cause your score to go down a few points, and after 30 days or so, it'll go back up, especially if you're maintaining the other areas of the score. Now that you know what a credit score is, how do you go and check out yours? Well, there's a few ways, and you should be checking your score often and going over your full report at least once annually. You can see your score by signing up for free with places like Credit Karma, or you can get your whole credit report for free once per year at annualcreditreport.com. If any site or app asks you to pay for your credit report, just say no. There's no point in paying for something that's already free. The higher your score, the more money you can save, the more deals you're open to, and the more money you can borrow. I've heard so many stories of people going to purchase a home and they're denied because their credit score was too low. Don't let this be you. Be smart. Build and increase your credit starting today. Over your lifetime, a higher credit score will truly be easy money in your pocket. I'm Andrew. This is Easy Money, and now it's time to invest in yourself.